welcome back to 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim spoiler playthrough. I am Hemborg Chariot, and I'm here with my best friend Mirth Meowser.
Hello, 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 and we're going to get into the first two waves of combat on intense difficulty, and then jump right into remembrance.
In the last video, we finally finished the prologue nearly 10 hours into the save
10
file.
10 hours!
Gotta love it. And yeah, we are going to play through the first couple of battles. So this is the selection screen.
For the next assault, we will form and deploy 2 squads. One to launch an attack, and one on defense.
Jeez, with this few people, what's the point of splitting us up?
Yeah, why don't we all just gang up and beat the crap out of them?
No, we need to focus on protection. The kaiju are going to try to burrow underground to attack the terminal. If they get that far, then the Sentinels won't be enough to stop them.
Honestly, can't hear too good in her voice, and I think it's very impressive.
We cannot allow even a single one through.
I can hear it now that you've pointed it out.
If they manage to get past our defense squad, then our battle really will be over.
It's definitely very distinct, though.
We need to balance our priority between defense and directly neutralizing the invasion force.
Fine. My place is in the offensive line. You guys just hang back and watch me kick their shit in.
You
Oh,
humans
man,
will
I
have a
love this
hard time
voice.
dealing with aerial enemies. But we can predict the kinds of dymos we'll be seeing in the oncoming waves. We should probably build our offensive team based on what we know they'll be up against.
You don't get to see a lot of these out of Sentinel portraits often from some of these characters. Like I don't see Juros too much. I don't see Nenjis too much. Like Godos, you see a lot of, obviously.
Yeah. Some of them
yeah,
I genuinely think might not even have them.
I want to say they all do, just in case, because I think if you have to recharge your Sentinels out of battle, they might
Discord's
use them.
eating you a bit. Try that again.
Oh no, Discord hates me again. I was saying that I think when you get out of the Sentinel in battle, they might show up, but not 100% sure on that.
So
Like, I'm
comment.
trying to remember what Natsuno's looks like, for an example, and I just don't remember.
So everyone has one defensive skill, and most of them do not impact battle at all. They really don't do like anything, basically. You should not rely on them. None of them can be upgraded, none of them have particularly noteworthy abilities, especially since many of them are so small and defensive. You can equip up to 6 people at once. I'm basically going through this for the people who just watched the playthrough and didn't play the game.
Let's go.
I have a guide up which recommends a blind run wave-by-wave guide, which will tell me the characters I should be using.
You want me to go?
So, I'm gonna go with Ogata, Karabe, Shinonome, Isaragi,
Is Jiro going
Yakushiji,
too?
and
I'll handle
Goto
this.
this first wave.
Yeah. Also important to remember that, I'm not sure if they have them now, but I do know some of the characters basically have like passive skills that, depending on who else you bring in, like, you know, Amiguchi gets a passive buff if you only pair him up with a bunch of girls.
Yeah, he gets objectively stronger the more women you put on the team because he's amazing and wonderful. Those are pilot skills, and you get them for every 5 levels that your people level up.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you had them yet or not.
Up to level 30, in which case you just stop getting them. A lot of them also don't really matter much. A bunch of them are annoyingly reliant on either defensive playstyles or taking damage, neither of which are really viable in this game. Because kaiju are just not very aggressive, and the whole point is to not take damage to get high ratings. So not many of the pilot skills end up being super important either.
Yeah, I guess it's just in a pinch. It's there, but you know, it's not obviously the best meta.
So here we'll see many ground kaiju are going to appear. So it's a good wave to bring out Gen 1 units like Ogata here, who excel at ground units. And we'll see that we unlock mystery files if we do well. The only bonus objective for this level is to clear the game's level with a city defense of 50% or higher, which is not hard. You will probably get that without not trying. City defense is a nothing stat in this game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then we have our plan. Let's move out!
Easy there, Hijiyama-kun.
Don't easy there, me. I'm trying to lead the charge.
I just want to go over something before the battle kicks off. Let's try improving the Sentinel.
They highlighted it in blue, so you'll know it's important.
What, a refit? Right now?
Sort of. This is one of the meta systems we managed to analyze. Basically, we can use those meta chips you earn in battle. With those, we can make some serious improvements to our armaments and the Sentinels themselves.
I love that at first it feels like, oh yeah, it's just they need to justify the gameplay mechanics. They need to explain meta chips, but they're obviously not a real thing. And then no, meta chips are an actual currency that they are actually earning in the story. This is an actual video game that they are playing to try to escape. I just love that they actually commit to all of it.
Yeah. And of course it's Oak, to be the one that explains everything, because he's the one that built this whole thing.
Pretty much.
You might even be able to make some brand new armaments on the fly.
That's amazing, Okino. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Well, I haven't even tested it yet. I didn't have a way to confirm it. But hey, no time like the present. So let's give it a try.
I hope we don't break it.
Select a character I'm not even using.
I remember when I was going through, not even the beginning of the game, I'm going to say I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, for most of the game, I just kind of assumed that Okino was similar to a role Ogata was playing. That he's basically off on the side, kind of giving battle advice, battle strategies, and I just didn't question too much that he wasn't playable. But the further and further I got in the story, I was like, why isn't he playable though? He's clearly in his own Sentinel, right? From the icon, right? And again, that made me more and more worried about how Hijiyama's story was going to end. And yeah, just a little mystery that on the side as I was going through it. That was fun to try to piece together. That
So
didn't
here,
stress me out at all.
we're able to upgrade all 13 characters in this game. At first, we can only enhance each of the equipment armaments or buy new ones. And you'll see we need a meta system level to buy the more advanced ones. So, we just have to go to the meta system tab and buy meta system levels, which lets us buy more things. We're probably going to be prioritizing a lot of the meta system upgrades before we do any of the pilot ones. At least most of the pilot ones. Some of them are going to be prioritized over others, because some of these are ridiculously good. Super large missile, oh fuck, of course that requires level 10. And
We'll
level
get
10.
to it.
Eventually. Some of them are just super fucking broken.
We'll get to it sooner than you know. Everyone levels up pretty fast, all
Pretty
things
much.
considered. Even if you're, evenly using them all, which you kind of have to because of the brain overload system, they all still level up pretty quickly. Like, I tried my best to keep everyone balanced, and they more or less were, but I still had my biases with the characters I liked using more, and just the ones that just had better skills. So some characters are like 5 levels over the others. Like, again, I enjoy Hijiyama a lot, but he was not one of my higher level characters. He's just, compared to Nenji, it's just, yeah, I'm sorry, Nenji's more useful in battle. He's gonna be 3 levels over you.
Yeah. I had some pretty big level disparity in my burst playthrough. Like 30 levels. It was nuts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of people, I guess it's just kind of a gameplay style thing. A lot of people, just will kind of pick a main team and then just never level up anyone else. And I think I used to do that, but lately with games I play, I kind of don't do that anymore. I just kind of keep everyone even. Unless, the gameplay outright discourages me from doing that. But a lot of games make, at least nowadays, even if they don't have an EXP share, make it pretty easy to generally balance everyone. And also, it's just kind of more fun to experiment, with more of your options, and to give yourself more options when you're up against hard challenges, rather than just, grinding what you have and forcing it to work.
Should we buy anything?
I think you might have the skills you need to get through the first 2 waves, but granted, you are playing on intense.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need anything. It's just like, it's telling me to buy shit.
Nah, save your points, because if you buy one thing, you're gonna want to buy more.
Oh, we don't actually need to buy shit.
So this is another part of the meta systems? This is a really impressive find.
You're telling me these Sentinels
No, maybe
can
not
be even
Juno's
more
portrait.
powerful? Do we really have time for this? I'm still not sure if I get it.
Yeah.
Of course you don't.
Maybe
Yuri.
this shit'll make sense once I actually get to punch something.
Gotta love it, Gato.
That's how it worked for me. The
That should be
gameplay made
enough.
more sense the more I
Even if
just
there's
did
something
it.
we forgot, there's no turning back now.
I mean, that's how I learn every game, basically. Like, a game can sit
Yeah.
me down with a
get
tutorial and
going.
explain it to me for 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna get it until I just have my hands on it.
Let's deploy.
You got it.
Valine, I think?
I think you are right. I shall double check.
Ow! Jeez. Walking in this thing is rough. I've got this weird pressure in my legs, like they're super cramped. It's not just me, right? All I can think about is how weird it is to see you in a robot, Usami-chan.
Yep,
I
you're
mean, I
right.
heard about the kind of dreams
It
you've
is
been
Valine.
having. It's super weird to me, too.
Bringing
But I
up the
kind of
dreams
figured
again.
you might be involved in all this too, Iori.
At any rate, that would be the mech's nerve connection. The pain is because your nerves aren't used to it yet. More time in the pilot's seat will help condition your body. Eventually, you won't even notice it anymore. Well, a force of 13 Sentinels makes a formidable team, even accounting for the pilot's inexperience.
They said the title of the game.
But the assaults are gonna be
Title
a lot
drop.
worse than the one on Sector 3.
The one on Sector 3, so this isn't the first battle.
You're kidding.
Not by a long
It'll
shot.
be even worse than the attack on my city?
Suggesting that Sector 3 is Tomi's city.
Warning. Daimo signatures identified. Enemy in range.
Very subtly
They're here.
planting the
Eyes
idea
up,
of what
everyone.
sectors really are. It's not
Mm.
time travel. It's not telling you that directly, but it's very suddenly planting the clues, getting you familiarizing with the wording more, so you start to naturally piece it together. Like, at least I feel like most people can figure that out before the game outright tells it to you.
I know I did.
Yeah, same here. I do feel like that's intentional,
What now?
though. Like, it feels very intentional that it just lets you naturally piece it together with all the info you're given.
Okay?
We will not.
I have to focus.
We must.
Okay, what can I do?
Alright, we are past tutorial phases. We are on full intense difficulty. Let's see where this goes.
From what I've heard, it's still not going to be massively difficult for most of the game. Especially since we're designed to have basically nothing at this point.
Yeah, I imagine it'll only start ramping up as you get to later areas.
Initiating shield.
Thanks! Here's the plan. Next move.
The only thing you can really do since there's no Daimos yet, you could put up a flare torpedo if you have one on the area of the land, but besides that, not much. I guess you can also
Okay,
move
what's
in
no point
closer.
overthinking it? mess this up.
Next out.
So, what's my next move?
I'm
What
just
to
gonna
do?
let everyone else do
moving out.
things.
What's optimal?
Let's get him.
What can I do?
Okay. What now? Number 10.
We are an instant away from
They're like any other
landfall.
punk. Get out of here.
Hey, there we go.
Always
I'll
like
try.
Landfall. Alright, yeah. You can take care of the big guns. Might want to send us some long range attacks. Never mind, he's got it all. I take it all back.
Next move.
Up, out of range.
Yep.
No worries. The Sentinel isn't slow.
I think Homie's gonna do well in this
Oh,
scenario.
there you go. There you go. I mean, somebody's got to save her rash boyfriend, just charging into battle. No thought in the world.
So, I can now use meta skills twice. Oh right, I can buy these mid-battle, I forgot.
I didn't know you could do that.
You can only buy the terminal enhancements and not unit enhancements, unfortunately. Yeah, I can
Cool.
use these twice now, and I've got the Plasma EMP, which I'm probably not going to use much, and then Heal Team, Energy, and Cooldown, which are two of the most useful in the game, because they're the two currencies you want a lot of. I don't need them yet, though. I've
Yeah,
still
I
got
didn't
people
use
doing
them.
nothing.
Optimal.
I didn't use them too much, mostly because I didn't need to.
I won't give up.
They're useful in a pinch though, but I just can't recall that I used them much. I think I may have used them like a couple of times.
What now?
For the most part, I just relied on my actual pilot skills.
Just watch. Got it. They're down. I need to get out of the
Still
back.
home.
Within enemy threat range.
Now then.
I can help.
I want to move her. Or do I move Jiro?
Number 14. I won't give up.
I really love how their
They're like any
basically
other punks.
automated voices sound. Like it's so good. It's so good. It's so distinct from their normal speaking voice. And you can always recognize who's who.
We must survive.
It just sounds so satisfying how it's how it's all layered together.
Initiating shield.
Thanks.
I'll shield you because you're about to be hit by
What to
missiles.
do?
You're probably not going to use many Guardians. They're really not that great. I guess a flare torpedo?
Yeah, there's about
Always
to be a
think
length
ahead.
wall there, so that works out.
Let's move you
I'll
there.
just...
Number 22. What's optimal?
Flare torpedo, and you can go
How's this?
there.
You know, I remember hearing when this game
No point
first came
overthinking
out
it.
that a lot of
Let's turn
people
this around.
weren't, or not a
What's the
lot, but
situation?
some people weren't really into that the actual combat kind of had limited presentation, I guess you could say.
Yes.
But personally,
I'll
that's
try.
never, I never had a problem with it. Like, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it looks good. The simplistic presentation is necessary for the gameplay. They still managed to make it look good despite being simplistic.
Like, yes, it looks like a handheld game, but that's not an insult at all. Like, it's
Especially considering it literally was made to be
was
one.
a hand. Yeah, like it's a yes, you can tell this was a Vita game. It looks like a really good Vita game, a very, very good Vita game. There's like not a problem at all with that.
This is like the Persona 5 for the PS Vita. It is the prettiest looking old game.
It's because I did hear the saying once that I agreed with, that Persona 5 Royal is the best looking PS3 game that was never on the PS3. I guess you could
Yeah.
say the same thing for 13 Sentinels. It's the best looking Vita game that was never on the Vita.
And now we can upscale it in 4K with very legal copies.
What do
I
I
mean, I guess
do?
technically you could play this game on Vita
So
if you
hard.
use the remote
I
play.
can do this.
They're like any other punks.
I
Thanks.
have to focus.
Okay, that's dropping basically on him again. Cool, he can just not
Let's
move.
turn this around. I can...
What do I do?
Gotta think. Can't mess this up. Kaiju spotted.
Incoming
I have to-
They're like any other punks.
What can I do?
love Jiro's Sentinel voice especially well.
Yeah, he's got a great one. Let's move you, like, yeah.
Like, it doesn't sound deadpan, and yet it does, and yet it very much sounds distant from, it's like distant from him. Like, some of them are a bit more deadpan, and that's in stark contrast to their more,
What do I do?
I guess you could say they're more human inflections, because a lot of these characters are putting out a lot of personal quirks in their voices, like especially Ninji.
I'll try.
Here's the plan.
Probably right there.
Leave it to me. Got a target on my back. Okay. What now?
I guess the best way I could describe Jiro's is that it sounds like an actual, it sounds the closest like what an actual kind of automated program might sound like one you'd actually have on your phone, one that's a little upbeat, but just a little bit detached from everything it's talking about. That, yeah, like, I can picture, like, my phone talking to me in that voice exactly. It's so good, and that's such a good, I guess you could say, yeah, a contrast to kind of his voice that already sounds a little detached. Because, you know, it's,
shield matrix on this too.
Thanks.
because, you know, it's an artificially inserted personality that's still kind of, at this point, is nearly fully developed, but, you know. I love her smug little, it's like little tone in battle.
Enemy destroyed.
Kaiju! Incoming team signatures from Stay on guard.
We've got one fucking unit. Or we can just hit this.
You want this? Get back!
I think that's the end.
That's it!
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when battles start to get...
Confirmed.
Especially as battles start to get more intense and you have so many voices going off at once, that's gotta be impossible to keep up with in Japanese. Like, my English ears can keep up with these various distinct voices, you know, saying various things at the same time, but I just could not keep up with that in Japanese at all.
Surrounding 2-kilometer area now fully secure. Ending tactical analysis.
Looks like all the enemy signals are gone. How long you been sitting on that trick? Why can't we just do that to all of them?
So the story battles have cutscenes at the beginning and end, and they're not always related to the people who you actually have in battle. But a lot of the bonus objectives are put specific people in the team, and they end up being relevant in the cutscenes. So, like, I guess there's
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the idea is, even if they're not in battle, they're nearby on standby, so it checks out.
They're usually on defense, at least.
Yeah. And, like, it's in
can't
comms
activate
anyway.
unless they get close
so.
enough to the terminal.
They're after the mainframe in the UFO underground.
The underground UFO. I believe that has been mentioned before, but, you know, putting that term out there.
I think the music is bugging?
I can hear it just fine on my end. So, at the very least, the game's outputting it correctly.
No,
hopefully-
like, I'm pretty sure it's making noises that aren't part of the song.
I'm listening to it, and
It sounds broken. That doesn't sound normal. I'm very confused. Anyway.
Their goal is to slip into terminals stationed in various positions across the UFO.
If they seize control of the mainframe, our world is as good as gone. Our current situation demands a defensive approach.
Yeah, in
To keep the
hindsight, I
terminal
do
safe,
have to ask
we have to rely on the Aegis.
why Shinonome is familiar with all of this, like she knows everything, when she realistically shouldn't anymore. Like, I can understand if maybe she got in the robot and, you know, kind of her muscle memory was taking over, and just that even if she doesn't remember how to do this,
So
at
what?
least
The best we can hope for
like
is to
muscle
keep this
memory's
one
kicking in.
thing
That
safe.
knows how to do
Makes
this.
it sound
But
like we're getting the shit kicked out of us.
It's true.
she does not
All we
sound
can
like
hope for is
someone
to
who
protect it to
recently
the
had a
end.
near full memory wipe.
Hey, but legit, like, is something wrong with the fucking sound?
I don't notice it.
Like, that... It's like they're putting random sound effects on top of the music.
We can try getting through this battle since you just finished it, and we can double check it. I mean, no worries.
I hope I'm
Can
just...
we do it?
I hope I'm just, like, remembering Vaylene to be better than it actually is, because, like, if that's the actual song, wow, this is a shit song in the second half.
Here, I can pull up Vaylene just to double check.
That really
It
was a
doesn't sound
workout.
unusual to me. Just give me one instant to double check it.
Yeah, as you can see from the stats in the ending, we took 0.1% Sentinel damage, no terminal, no city, on intense. Like, these are
I
nothing
guarantee you,
stats.
it's like that 0.1 damage was Nenji because he was in the heat of battle. He probably got shot once by a pea shooter, and that's it. And yeah, I double checked Vaylene. Yeah, I'm hearing on here what I heard in game. It might be on your end if it's glitching out, because it sounds perfectly fine to me. Just kind of very high tech, very, obviously electronically sci-fi.
So we're gonna quickly go to the mystery files and unveil another person. Sentinel. Giant robots that the boys and girls pilot to fight against the kaiju. They're made to be piloted through mental commands. Furthermore, by linking the nanomachines within a pilot's brain to the Sentinel, the Sentinel's information is sent directly to the brain in a voice that sounds like the pilot's own. They were designed by Okino and manufactured in an automated factory. And Mighty Kaiju Daimos, a kaiju movie released in 1954. The first of the series that featured the giant kaiju Daimos. Surpassing an audience.
That's what they look like?
Surpassing an audience of 9.61 million people, this masterpiece of all masterpieces is shown in colour, rare for special effects films of the time. This marked the first of a long-running series that produced Daimos vs. Mechadeimos in 1974. Who do we grab?
Yes, BJ. Definitely BJ. I mean, we could do Miss Morimura. Hers will change a lot, but...
Yeah, we're gonna do her first. A woman who looks like Miss Morimura is a bit of a scam. She changes like once. We don't need her yet. But Miss Morimura ends up being very important, so we're gonna get her.
Yeah, hers will change a lot.
We'll probably get
And to be
BJ
fair,
next.
I mean, BJ's will change a lot, but he's not going to get any, I guess you could say, big info dumps for a while. Or character info dumps, as I should say.
So let's do Battle 2.
If all the other music sounds accurate to you, then yeah, probably the song just probably is a little bit different than you remember it.
I think it's that, because nothing else has been bugging like that.
Yeah, it was probably just you remembered the battle track a little differently, because it was exactly the same as I remembered it. I'm not a music buff, granted. I'm just going off of memory here.
Yeah, so with that, we're gonna call that a day. Thank you guys for joining. This has been Hemborg Chariot and Mirth Mouser, and we're gonna do the next battle in the next video. Any final
See you
words?
soon.
See you soon.
Final word? Yeah, there you go. My final thought is see you soon.
Lol. Catch you in the next one.